All right, so we're back. We are talking about slope, and slope is one of my favorite things. It is very concrete, very straightforward, and we always do things exactly the same. And so most students find it to be pretty accessible. So slope is the rate of change between any 2 points on a line. It is measure of a line's steepness. So really steep lines have a big slope. Lines that are not very steep have a small slope. Now, we are going to look at something called the change in y. Change in y is a vertical change, like you're up and down because the y-axis goes up and down. And we're also going to talk about something called the change in x. Change in x or horizontal change. And that means just like the x-axis is horizontal going side to side. So change in y, also represented sometimes by delta y, and that's what that triangle means, delta or change in y over delta x or change in x. So when we look at this graph, we can see that there's a line pointing up to the right, and there's a coordinate here, -2, -2, and there's a coordinate here that's at 4, 1. And we're always going to start on the left and work our way to the right, just like we would read a book from left to right. And what we're going to look for is to get from the point on the left to the point on the right, how much do we need to change on the y-axis? In this case, we're going to go up 3. And then how much do we need to change on the x-axis? We're going to go right 6. So we went up 3 and we went right 6. So you'll notice we write 3 over 6 or 1/2, and we would say the slope of the line is 1/2. That's it, guys. That's the whole concept. To get from the point on the left to the point on the right, you go up 3, right 6. So we write the fraction 3, 6. Both of those movements are considered positive. Up is considered positive, and moving to the right is considered positive. So this line has a positive slope. It's moving up to the right. It's moving up to the right. And you will notice the two that are below it are also doing that same thing, moving up to the right. So we're going to do the same process again. But you'll notice this time it's just the line. There's no ups and rights. Like on the first one, they were already drawn in there for us. This one, we have to draw them in ourselves. So from the point on the left, we are going to go up 2. And I know I'm going to stop at 2 because I'm going to look with my eye over here and say, okay, that's as far as I need to go up in order to be able to get over to this second point. So I went up 2, and then I'm going to move from there right 5. Here I am, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So since I went up to right 5, I'm going to say that the slope is 2/5. That's it. It's positive. Up was positive. Right was positive. 2/5. The slope is a positive 2/5. Now this one, notice that the y-axis isn't counting by ones. Notice that we didn't go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So we need to pay a little bit more attention this time. This coordinate here is even with the number 5. And I am moving up even with the number 8. So that's not up 1 square or up 1.5 squares. That's actually up 3, right? I moved from 5 up to 8. And then when I moved to the right, I went from 1 over to 2. So that's a right 1. So the x-axis and the y-axis aren't always labeled the same. So this one's going to have a slope of 3 over 1 because I had to look at the axis, or the other option is to notice that this went from a 5 up to an 8. That's a change of 3. It went up by 3. I can also look at the x-coordinate and notice it went from 1 over to 2, so it only went up by 1. Now 3 over 1 is the same as 3. So we can say this has a slope of 3. Interpreting slope, like what's it mean? The table below shows your earnings for babysitting. Graph the data and draw a straight line. All right, so first of all, we know that it's starting at 0, 0. If I work 0 hours, I earn $0. That was one of our first qualifications for something to be proportional, right? Had to go through 0, 0. Now, if I work for 2 hours, I make $10. If I work for 4 hours, I make $20. I'm taking these numbers right off the table. If I work for 6 hours, I make $30. 8 hours, I make $40. And 10 hours, I make $50. And if I draw a straight line with an arrow, because if I kept working, makes sense that I would keep earning money. So choose any 2 points on the graph and find the slope. So let's say to get from this point up and to the right, I would have to go from 10 up to 20. That's a plus 10. And from 2 over to 4, that's a plus 2. So my slope would be 10 over 2, which is the same as 5 over 1, or just 5. The slope of a line represents unit rate. So that means I'm making, this is $5 per hour. That's my per 1 hour. I'm making $5 on the y-axis for every 1 hour that I work. So this means that you earn $5 per every 1 hour of babysitting. Find the slope using 2 different points. So this time, let's go from this point here, which is 630, up to this point, which is 1050. Okay, so I picked 2 points that aren't right next to each other. If I go up here from 30 to 50, that's going up by 20. And then I'd have to go right 1, 2, 3, 4, because I went from 6 to 10. That would be 20 over 4, which is the same as 5 over 1, or just 5. So the slope using a different point, I still got 5. So did the slope change? No. Did the angle of the line change? Did the line all of a sudden get steeper? Did the line all of a sudden curve? No, nothing strange or unique happened. So the slope of the line stays the same between any 2 points on the line because there's a constant rate of change. Every time I work 1 more hour, $5 more. 1 more hour, $5 more. That is constant. The graph shows the amount you and your friend earn babysitting. I can see there's a typo there. You and your friend earn babysitting. So you are going to be, well, let's highlight this. I find it to be a little easier if I am looking at the you and your friend if they're highlighted. So I'm going to make the friend pink, and I'm going to make you green. All right, so you are in green. Without any calculations, who earns more money? So I'm looking at my green line and I'm looking at my friend's pink line. And if I'm looking for who's earning more money and money is on the y-axis going up, 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 it looks like my friend is earning more money than I am. The friend has a steeper slope, or you could say the friend's line is above mine. Does that make sense? That when I worked 4 hours, I made $20, but when my friend worked 4 hours, they earned $28. They're earning more money for the same amount of time. If I go up to the next dot, when I worked 8 hours, I made $40, and when my friend worked 8 hours, they made $56. So my friend has a steeper slope. I can also say that my friend's line is above mine. So find the slope for your friend. So my friend, I can say if I start at 0, 0, I would have to go up 28 over 4. So the friend would be up $28 over 4 hours. That friend's slope is 7. And what that means, the unit rate, is that my friend is making $7 per hour, right? 7 or 7 over 1. Interpret the meaning of the slope in context. And that's all that we're really saying. Your friend is earning $7 per hour. Now, how about you? What are you earning? You earned, if I go up 20 over 4, you earned $20 every 4 hours, or 5. So you were only earning $5 an hour. And that would be another reason that you could say, yeah, my friend has a steeper slope. My friend has a higher unit rate. My friend's making more money per hour than I am. And this says, think back to the Fast and Furious lab from yesterday. Clearly, we did not do it yesterday, but think back to the Fast and Furious lab. The speed is shown below for each animal. what is the slope for the graph for each animal? So the cheetah is going 103 feet per second. That's the unit rate for the cheetah. So the unit rate, 103 feet per second, is also the slope. So the slope for the cheetah is also 103. The elephant's going 37 feet per second. So the slope of that line would be 37. The giraffe going 47 feet per second, the slope would be 47. The lion going 73 feet per second, slope would be 73. And the squirrel going 18 feet per second, the slope would be 18. Now we said that this was our unit rate, and you will notice that it is equal to the slope. Now, which animal is going to have the steepest slope? The one with the highest unit rate, the one with the steepest slope, is going to be the cheetah, which is the fastest. Also, the line is the steepest. And then if we look at who's going the slowest, we would say the poor squirrel is going the slowest. That one would have the line that is the least steep, or the lowest line.